Successful people reach decisions definitely and quickly, and they become annoyed and are inconvenienced by others who do not. Prompt decision-making is a habit, and it is supported by your positive mental attitude, which gives you confidence. It is also closely tied to your sincerity of purpose. The more you are convinced of the value of your definite major purpose, the quicker you will be to discard distracting options and to select those which move you toward your goal. If your choice is between quick profit and a long-term relationship with a client, your sincerity of purpose allows you to make your decision quickly. Opportunity is everywhere, but it is fleet of foot. Even if you have the vision to recognize it, without a fast decision on your part, it will be gone. Courtesy. The cheapest and most profitable quality in the world is courtesy. It is absolutely free, save for the moments it takes to express it. Unfortunately, today it is also scarce, thus all the more valued when displayed. Courtesy is nothing more than the habit of respecting other people's feelings under all circumstances, the habit of going out of one's way to help the less fortunate, the habit of controlling selfishness in all forms. Do not mistake high-flown manners for courtesy. Using the correct fork at dinner will do nothing to appease the company president whom you insult by dominating the conversation. Courtesy demonstrates the self-awareness born of your positive mental attitude and projects the worthiness of your goals and proposals. Tact. There is a right moment and a wrong moment for everything. Tact is the habit of doing and saying the right thing at the right moment. Tact is so closely related to courtesy that you cannot practice one without the other. It is an invaluable skill, just as noticeable for its absence as for its presence. Here is a list of the most common ways people show their lack of tact. 1. Carelessness in their tone of voice, often speaking in gruff, antagonistic tones. 2. Speaking out of turn, when silence would be more appropriate. 3. Interrupting others who are speaking. 4. Overworking the personal pronoun so that every sentence features the word I. 5. Asking impertinent questions, often to impress others with their own importance. 6. Injecting intimately personal subjects into the conversations when such subjects are embarrassing to others. 7. Going where they have not been invited. 8. Boastfulness. 9. Flouting social norms in matters of attire. 10. Making calls at inconvenient hours. 11. Holding people on the telephone with needless conversations. 12. Writing letters that are overly familiar to people they hardly know. 13. Volunteering unsolicited opinions on any subject under the sun, without regard to their knowledge. 14. Openly questioning the soundness of others' opinions. 15. Declining requests from others in an arrogant manner. 16. Speaking disparagingly of people in front of their friends. 17. Rebuking people who disagree with them. 18. Commenting on people's disabilities. 19. Correcting subordinates and colleagues in the presence of others. 20. Complaining when requests for favors are refused. 21. Presuming upon friendship in asking for favors. 22. Using profane or offensive language. 23. Expressing dislikes at a drop of a hat. 24. Dwelling on ills or misfortunes. 25. Complaining about politics or religion. 26. Displaying general overfamiliarity. If these faults seem small to you, consider how quickly they compound one another. Would you want to be associated with someone who displayed just 3 of them regularly? They reveal a lack of perception and careful consideration that undermines one's confidence in another's mental powers. Anyone who desires an attractive personality will avoid them all. Tone of voice. Speech is the method we use most often to express our personality. Controlling the tone of your voice so that it carries meaning beyond mere words is invaluable. You can say the same sentence in different tones of voice and convey very different things. I need that shipment by Tuesday can be pronounced with full confidence, letting your supplier know that your request is something you have every reason to expect as a normal part of your relationship. Say it anxiously, and you may find you've given him the idea that you're in a bind, and perhaps he can demand a higher price. Say it angrily, and you can undo years of good partnership. Practice controlling your tone of voice, listening to the way you sound. When you speak confidently, your PMA and sincerity of purpose should show through. The habit of smiling. Don't underestimate the importance of a frequent and sincere smile in making your personality appealing to others, or its effect on yourself. Try smiling the next time you're angry. This simple action is calming, and it's a reminder of the positive focus you want in your mental attitude. A smiling face defeats the cruelest of antagonists, for it is difficult to argue with someone who smiles while speaking. Practice smiling in front of a mirror, preferably while working on voice control. The two aspects are related, both in the way others will perceive you and in their effect on your own actions. Facial expression. Here is another facet of an attractive personality that goes together with your tone of voice and your smile. You can tell a great deal about what is going on in people's minds by the expressions on their faces. Each of us makes judgments on this basis all the time. Master salespeople are particularly good judges. The more you learn to be aware of and in control of your facial expressions, the better you will be able to interpret the expressions of others. And since you'll already be in front of the mirror to practice your tone of voice and smile, you will have the perfect opportunity to develop this aspect as well. Tolerance. Tolerance is the disposition to be patient and fair toward those whose opinions, practices, and beliefs differ from yours. Holding your mind open to new ideas and new information is not simply a way to make yourself more pleasing to be around. Though it is closely related to tact as a social skill, tolerance makes you better able to identify and seize advantages. You may not make every new idea you encounter your own, but you will examine and try to understand it. Intolerance brings a host of disadvantages. 1. It makes enemies of those who would like to be friends. 2. It stops the growth of the mind by limiting the search for knowledge. 3. It discourages imagination. 4. It prohibits self-discipline. 5. It prevents accuracy in thinking and reasoning. The more intolerant you are, the more you close yourself off to the diversity of the world and to the power of the spiritual side of the mind, which can flourish only when it is ready to accept new ideas. Frankness of manner and speech. Everyone resents people who use subterfuge instead of dealing frankly with associates. People who are so slippery that they cannot be pinned down to direct, clear-cut statements cannot be depended upon. The problem with these people is not that they lie outright, but that they do what amounts to the same thing. They deliberately withhold facts from those who have a right to know them. This is base dishonesty, which undermines the soundest characters. Truly sound characters have the courage to speak and deal directly with people, and they follow this habit consistently, even though it may at times be to their disadvantage. If you read about some of the earlier aspects and assume that they could be used to engage in deceitful schemes, you are vastly mistaken. Without true frankness, none of your other skills will be successful. If you have to resort to trickery, what kind of confidence do you have in your definite major purpose, and what kind of attitude are you approaching it with? A keen sense of humor. A well-developed sense of humor aids you in becoming flexible and adaptable to the varying circumstances of life. It allows you to relax and remain human in the midst of pressure, instead of becoming cool and distant or angry and bitter. It keeps you from taking life too seriously. People who cannot laugh when laughter is exactly what is called for are denying themselves a wonderful mental tonic. If you discover some flaw in your product or plan, recognizing the comedy of the situation allows you to back up and start again. Otherwise, you will be trapped in your frustrations. And a sense of humor makes the simple act of smiling so much easier and does wonders for your PMA. Faith in infinite intelligence. Faith is woven into every principle of the philosophy of achievement. Faith is the essence of every great achievement, no matter what its nature or purpose. Neglecting your faith while carrying out your definite major purpose would be like trying to study astronomy without referring to the stars. Faith is so important that it is actually one of the other 17 principles of success, and will be covered in more detail in the following chapter. Faith in infinite intelligence inspires faith in other human beings as well. Confidence begets confidence. Those who have faith in infinite intelligence, faith in themselves, and faith in others inspire others to have faith in them. The greatest outlet for the expression of initiative, imagination, enthusiasm, self-reliance, and definiteness of purpose is faith. The human mind is an intricate machine designed to accomplish things. The power that operates this machine comes from outside the mind, and faith is the master gate through which we gain full and free access to that tremendous power. The mechanism which opens that gate is desire or motive. There is no other way to open the gate. It is opened by degrees, which are dependent on the intensity of those same motives and desires. Only a burning desire will open the gate to its fullest. A burning desire is accompanied by deep emotional feeling. Sheerly logical motives do not open the gate as widely as those which spring from the heart. Faith wipes out obstructions like intolerance by freeing your mind of human limitations. For what is intolerance but a closed mind? Just as darkness is dispelled by a simple light, so intolerance is eliminated by opening the mind to the influx of power that gives the brain the vision to encompass all of life's realities instead of just a few of them. Faith provides us with the widest perspective on the world about us and the people who live in it. That perspective paves the way for a better understanding of all human relationships. Thus, faith supports all the traits of an attractive personality.